Hello, everybody. Welcome to Fellowship Fridays. I'm Jordan. This is my best friend, Kyla.
It's my favorite. This seriously is so much fun. Like, I look forward to our recordings because
I save things for our recordings now. I'm like, I can't tell you guys.
I'm just waiting for when we have a list of prayer requests. We need your prayer requests, y'all. We want to pray for you.
We got microphones. So now, listen, some of you have been complaining that you couldn't hear me. So now you can hear me.
It was me. I was complaining that I couldn't hear you. I was literally watching an episode the other week and I'm like,
I'm sorry. I am soft spoken.
I'm going to have to put subtitles on.
It's okay. I watch with subtitles anyway.
I probably will now that I say that.
Yeah.
I'll make sure we have subtitles moving forward either way.
Either way, it's good because if somebody can't hear.
Yeah. I did for our preview.
That's good.
I had subtitles on.
I watch everything with subtitles because if there's like any other background noise, I'm like, what they say?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's terrible.
It's a mess.
Like, when I watch podcasts in my home and Bean is playing a game, I'm like, you need to be quiet. And he's like, I'm not even being loud. I'm like, I can't hear. I'm deaf. Not legally, but almost.
You know, it counts.
So.
Praise reports.
Why does that always catch me off guard? Like, I don't know what's coming. You go first.
Praise reports. Our handyman came today and fixed the doors.
Oh, yeah.
It sounds terrible. So, we live in a house that was flipped, and you could tell. You could just tell. Like, we've been here for over 2 years now.
Well, that's one of those things you can only tell if you live here.
Yeah.
Because, like, I wouldn't be able to tell.
Well, one of the things, the doors are all so beautiful. They painted them very nicely. All the attachments are nice. It's wonderful. However, they installed them with only 2 hinges.
Yeah, instead of 3.
And the screws are like this big. So we kept screwing them in, and they kept coming off the hinges, and we have 4 little girls.
That's a danger hazard.
It's a safety hazard. Yeah. So they fixed them, and literally the guy finished, because he did multiple. We had a leak under our sink, too. We're just a hot mess. It's fine.
Same.
But he finished, and Ellie goes, that guy fixed everything. And I'm like, yeah, that's pretty crazy, isn't it? She was so excited to close the playroom door.
Oh my gosh.
My 4-year-old is excited about being able to close her playroom door.
Hey, it's a monumental moment, okay?
How about you?
We moved, and I have never been happier in my life.
The whole process is finally over.
Listen, God did that. Period. God did that. We moved very suddenly, very fast. We moved in a night. Literally in 6 hours, all of our furniture was out, and that's just not a story for other people, but the important part is it's over.
That's also nothing but God, because how else could you
literally like I don't, it's like we had been wanting to move for a long time, and it's just a lot of like our own feelings, I think, got in the way of it.
Yeah.
And I knew God was telling me to move, and I just didn't listen to him because I didn't want to. But he was like, girl, like, I don't know how else to explain that you need to leave this house. Like, you're not supposed to be here anymore. So, one thing led to another, and God took care of it. And then everything that day just fell into place perfectly, that it happened in a night. And we had to go back 2 times for, like, small things like our ACs. And, like, stuff we're not even using.
I love it. Like, AC is small.
Well, yeah, because, like, listen, we had a couch, we had a table, we had a washer and dryer, so, like, compared to those things.
Yeah, comparatively, absolutely, I understand.
Yeah, like, all the big things were out in the same night. Like, it was literally midnight, and we were settling in at our new place.
That's crazy.
New. It's not new, but...
New to you.
New to me. I'm the only one, but it's new to me. But... yeah, so that's a praise report. I was literally thinking about it today. I was, like, laying in bed, and I was like, I'm so, like, at peace here. At first it was, like, rocky, but now I'm like, okay, I'm glad that that's over.
Well, right. I feel like you're finally at a point where you're comfortable and you can start feeling like it's actually your home.
Yeah.
When there's chaos, like, it takes a minute.
And I felt like for a long time, like, oh my gosh, I can't get a break. Because it felt like there was chaos happening. Because it felt like there was, like, always, no matter where I lived, there was something going on where I didn't feel comfortable. Or I didn't feel at home. Like, even when I was very young, like, the only home I remember feeling, like, safe and, like, comfortable and, like, this is home was my dad's house. And then my dad passed away, and ever since then, like, moving, the only other place I kind of felt like that was at my sister's. And she worked very hard to make me feel comfortable there, which I appreciated. But there's just other things about living there that stress me out in a different way that I just always feel like, oh my gosh, I don't have any peace.
I totally understand that. And, like, in a little bit of a different way, we spent most of my childhood, like, from the time I was, I want to say 11 or 12, I moved at least once a year, if not more. And this house that we live in now is the longest I've lived anywhere since I was 11 or 12.
You guys have been here for, like, what, 4 years almost? Or 3?
I want to say we're probably getting closer to 3.
Yeah. But it's like some people would be like, that's like no time at all. But it's like, no. To us, like that feels like forever. Like my last house that we just moved from, I was only there for 2 years. Like in March it was 2 years. So we just hit 2 years.
Wow.
And then, yeah. So I like have not stayed somewhere consistently for a long time. And except for when I lived with my dad.
Yeah.
Because I grew up in that house. So when I was a baby, they had me somewhere else. And then they moved there when I was like very little to the point where I don't remember it. And I lived there until I was 14. So I lived there for 14 years. That's all I ever knew. And the first move for me was really traumatic. And I think that's why now, even if I know I'm moving, I wait till the last minute to do it all. Because it, like, brings back, well, it's like that CPTSD that we were talking about a few episodes ago. Like, it just brings it all back.
It does.
And I'm, like, immediately panicking. And, like, even he was like, why are you, like, freaking out right now? And I'm like, you just don't get it. I'm like, I don't know why. Like, I know where I'm going. I know what we're doing. I know the whole situation, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm still, like, anxious. The whole experience.
Even, I mean, I got to a point where I was living out of boxes. Like, there was no reason for me to.
No, yeah, like,
but it's
share
just,
that.
You get into that headspace of, well, I'm
going to have to pack it again, so I'm just going to leave it. Yeah, I lived out of boxes in multiple of the houses that I lived at. And at one point, I actually lived in a garage because we were homeless. And again, my sister kind of came in clutch there, and she let us live in her garage, which was literally, like, against her lease. Like, we could have gotten a lot of trouble. So it was, like, always traumatic. But I lived out of boxes, like, literally, when we lived in the garage for sure, because there was nowhere, we didn't have anywhere to put anything.
It was just this past January, Micah calls me a hoarder, which is, like, 50% true. But this last January, God just kept, like, telling me I needed to clean.
Yeah.
Telling me, like, you want a fresh start? Let's get a fresh start. And I went through the entire basement of our house. Mm-hmm. And one of our friends came and picked up all of the trash and took it away for me, which was a blessing.
Yeah.
But it felt so good. And as I'm going through that stuff, there was stuff in there from, like...
You don't even remember having it.
No. Yeah. Like, Evelyn's donor.
Yeah.
There was, like, paperwork of his that irrelevant. Why is it in my things? And I was able to see, like, why God was really pushing me to get rid of those things because so much of my past was just...
hiding in your basement.
Right.
You didn't even know.
Weighing me down. Like...
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Feel much better.
I know when I go through stuff, I go through, like... I always imagine... I'm not a mom, so I don't know. But I always imagine, like, the moods I get in is what nesting feels like. Yeah. Because I'm like, everything's got to go. If you haven't touched it in 3 weeks, it's going. Like, get it out of my house. Like, everything needs to be spotless. Like...
I can't wait to see you nesting someday.
I'm going to be crazy.
It's going to be insane. I literally spent an entire week cleaning the grout of our kitchen tiles at our old house with a toothbrush.
No, that's, like, the moods I get into. And it's, like, I start to overwhelm myself because of all the little things I see.
Yeah.
And I just walk about life like that. Like, I just see the little details in everything. Planning a wedding is crazy with me. Trust. because I'm like, okay, but this little detail, I'm like, well, the napkins need to have an emblem on them. That's important. And, like, nobody else would care about that because they're napkins, but it's happening. It's going to be a big
They
W.
were asking me the day of the wedding, or the night before, like, where I wanted certain things, and I'm like, I don't care.
See, like, that's not me. I am the opposite of that. Like, I'm like, okay, you need to be here at this time. You need to be here at 5:03, and we need to, yeah, I'm crazy. So, that's how I feel even now, because, so we're staying with my father-in-law, which I didn't preface before, but
I think you did in like one of the last episodes.
okay, so
but...
we're staying with my father-in-law now, and there's just, my mother-in-law passed away like 2 years ago, and you can tell that it has not had a proper woman's love in that house. It's not dirty, but there's just like little things that you see that like men don't notice that he has just let go, and I see it all, like, I don't know, like, it looks like someone spilled something in the bathroom on the wall, and I know it was one of the kids. And nobody cleaned it up. And I don't think it's because they're like, oh, I'm just not dealing with that. I think it's genuinely because I notice the smallest things that nobody else notices. And so now I'm like, well, we have to buy a steam cleaner for all
and
the
she
walls.
did some, like, she was the one that saw all of it and took care of literally everything.
She was the glue.
Yeah.
She was the glue, the tape, the paper. She was the whole lot. Thank you very much. So, and also I think part of it, like we kind of talked about this, is also the grieving process of losing your wife has to be so hard.
Yeah.
Like, I don't ever want to go through
Can't
that.
imagine.
No. So, no blame, no shame. I'm just here to fix it.
We're just noticing.
Yeah.
And it shows how much you care, though, because if you didn't care, you wouldn't notice those things.
No, because another 2 years I would want to move again. Like, we're not going to stay there for long.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that once we move out, we can, like, find our forever home and stay there.
Yeah.
Because I know some people buy starter homes.
We're going to buy a compound, and we're just going to...
Yeah.
We're going to build a whole studio.
So hopefully by then, God has provided and we're on the compound and I can just move.
Yes.
But yeah. So, I'm not even going to stay there long, but I still want to take care of it.
Yeah.
So, I don't mind. It's just, like, in my nature.
Yeah.
To take care of the home. I don't know. Even my father-in-law. I feel bad. Because, you know, she's not around anymore, so he needs someone to take care of it.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
More than just...
Yeah. More than just the bare minimum.
Yeah.
Which is, like, kind of what they were doing for a long time after she passed away. So,
yeah.
You know.
We are trying to plan family vacations.
That's hard.
So hard. I refuse to fly anywhere this year. I made that and
Listen, though. Like, listen. It's not as crazy as you think it is. By this time, every other year, there's actually usually more plane crashes than what is being shown now. But the thing is, listen, with the government and who's in office and everything like that, they want to make it look worse than it is. That's what the media does. They want to make everything look scary.
Not Christian media.
Well, yeah. But.
I had to. No, I know. And that's just also a person... I've never been afraid of flying. I've never
flown.
What?
I've never been on a plane.
Well, I can't say anything.
I have a little bit of anxiety about it, but I would do it. I plan to.
I've never had any fears about it. Even before all of those things started being like brought in media, I just had like a gut. I'm like, yeah, we're not going on any boats this year.
Oh, listen, if something like that like comes up, you listen.
I'll drive.
Yeah.
I just drove.
I like driving. I love road trips, man. Road trips are so fun.
I do too.
If you're with the right people, they're fun. If you're not, then it might not be fun. But I love.
Do you have any prayer requests? Excuse me. I have a prayer request. Get the sickness out of my house.
Yeah. You guys have been ill.
Sir.
Calm down.
And excuse me, that probably sounds awful. I have been really enjoying doing the verse of the day, it's kept me so much more accountable.
Yeah, for like showing up. Yeah.
And I'm getting into more because, excuse me, can't breathe.
I hear that.
I'm like
You're
wheezing.
wheezing.
I don't know. I swear I have asthma, and I've just never been.
That's probably not good. I figured that out.
So we're praying for all sickness to leave my home.
Amen.
Because I can't take any more. It has been literally since Christmas. Like,
yeah,
every other week.
I know. You got strep throat during Christmas and it was over. Since then, you guys have been literally sick like the whole time.
I swear, we leave our house. We leave our house and we're sick.
You don't even have to leave your house.
I know. It's crazy. It's actually crazy. But
God has been very kind to me this year. I haven't gotten sick as much as I usually do, which is amazing. But I was like really, really sick for like 2 weeks, and I think that's why. I was just like, we got it all out in like that 2 weeks.
I wish. And it's not even like, we don't even all get sick at the same time. And that's the worst part.
No,
is like, it literally
family.
cycles through.
Yep, it always happens that way.
Like, can we just at least all get sick at the same time?
It's that incubation period.
Yeah.
Like, if one person picked up the virus and the rest of you didn't, it's over for y'all.
Sick of it! I'm sick of being sick.
Yeah. I think my only prayer request would be, I just want to understand forgiveness better. Because I'm just going through stuff in my life that I just need to forgive people. But sometimes it can be very hard. In the circumstances that we're in, it can be very difficult. So that's my prayer request. Because, yeah. But also, this is not related. But I want to do a segment, like not like a specific segment, but like in our episodes, I want to add, what is God teaching you? Because I am curious, and that's my favorite thing to talk about. Because God is always teaching me something. But I want to know, like, what is God teaching
you? Excuse me. God is yet again teaching me patience.
Well,
in this season. I don't think that'll ever end. Because we can always grow.
Yeah.
No matter what. Like, there's always room to grow.
I think you have patience.
I don't feel like it.
I feel like you feel like God's teaching you patience, but really you're just practicing patience.
That could be it, yeah. I struggle with... Wow, bro.
Oakley.
So, apologize for that. That was Oakley. He's struggling with our new setup. He really wants to be part of it. And he's not sure what to do with all of the equipment in here now. But I do struggle with being vulnerable sometimes in... Like, being a Christian is not all sunshine and rainbows. And, like, even though I am further in my journey, I think it's still really easy for people to look at me and be like, oh, well, she's got it all figured out.
Yeah.
Which is not the case. Always.
We are all flying by the seat of our pants.
At all times.
Yeah.
One of the biggest things I struggle with recently, and I literally was just driving in the car by myself and finally broke down and just started praying. And you know that you're really in a moment of learning something when your prayer is not, like, formatted. Like,
yeah.
It's just straight up conversation.
Sure. Yeah.
So talking to God, and I'm like, I know.
So
You'll provide.
Pause. When you say you're bad with, like, or not great at being vulnerable, do you mean, like, with God, or do you mean with, like the general, like, people?
General.
Oh.
Like, unless I'm super comfortable with someone, it's hard for me to just share things.
Yeah.
Because, of course, we all want to look put together. And,
right.
Like, like, everything's fine. But with God, no matter what, everything's going to be brought to light at some point.
Yeah.
And I would rather be practicing honesty and just transparency.
Well, and also sometimes, like, part of, like, testimonies, like what we do, it's really not your story. It's God's story. And he decides, oh, you're going to share this now because of these people need to be ministered to in the exact way that you're going to do it, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
And so we're heading into 6 months of Be the Light. And I was so like set on we were going to be funded.
Yeah.
I truly believed.
Yeah.
In my own plan. I was believing in my own plan. And when that did not happen, I took it really, really hard and struggled for about a month after realizing that that was mine.
Yeah.
That it wasn't going to work how I wanted it to. And kind of having to switch gears of, okay, now God's telling me, like, he's going to provide for it through the kingdom. Through the first year is the plan and vision that he's given me at this point. But it's hard. It's so hard not knowing. Because I have never been in a position like this where I am leading.
Right.
And it's not just me. Like, I am wanting this for all of you guys that are working with me.
Right. Yeah.
And what was really cool, though, was as I'm in the car, like, yelling at God, basically. Like, what is going on, man? Like,
yeah.
Why isn't this happening? Like, why can't you just make it happen? And I'm even going back and forth with myself of, like, but I know you're going to provide. I don't even know why I'm saying this, because I know. Like,
yeah.
And the Holy Spirit brought to me in that moment, just like you said, it's not about me. And there's a test, while there is a test in it of me trusting in God's plan and his timing for all of it.
Yeah.
He also brought to my mind that it is a test for all of you that are a part of it too. And then, because this is a Holy Spirit-led business. Like, from beginning to end, everything we do is...
yeah, it's not about us.
No. I mean, none of it. And it takes a lot of spiritual endurance.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of trust and faith to be able to do what we do. And
it's hard. Like, it makes it harder on us because, I mean, the things that you can't see that are happening around us. It's hard.
It is.
And we have all seen that in one way or another in our lives.
For sure.
Especially since getting it really moving and, like, now the business is, like, fully running. Like, it's a lot.
It is. And he is more so saying, I'm testing to make sure that the people that I have brought to you are here for my mission and my vision, not for the blessings that come with it. They are coming. Those blessings are coming, and I have started changing my focus from, oh my gosh, why isn't the money here? Like, why isn't there funding? To, okay, God, let me look at all the other ways that you're providing.
Yeah. Sometimes we miss sight of that.
Oh, yeah. This is the first time in my life that I've ever had to think about, like, the money portion, like, financial side of things.
Right.
So that's been a challenge. It's definitely been a hurdle and a learning process.
Yeah.
And celebrating all the little wins. I mean, even the fact that we have equipment is like...
Oh, yeah. These microphones.
Praise God. Oh, man. And I'm just learning to be more and more thankful.
Yeah, that's a personal journey that I've gone on more recently. I went on a retreat in February,
Mhm.
and one of the activities we did on the retreat, which was like literally the best time of my life, by the way. But one of the activities we did was we were told to pick a word that God was giving us. It was going to be our year of what. One of the ladies at my church who orchestrated like part of the event and like that activity specifically, she's done this every year. So God gives her a word for this year is what we're working on with you. And this is your year of that thing. And so she usually gets like a rock and she paints the rock and like makes it all cute and has the word on it. So my word I picked was joy, because I have always been a negative Nancy through and through. And so like my goal for this whole year of 2025 is to find joy. And she even said like, you know, some years I had the same word as last year because I just didn't get it. You know what I mean? And joy is something that's hard. And, like, that goes hand in hand kind of with gratitude, because sometimes you just really lose sight of, like, that important thing, because you just feel like everything is kicking you while you're down.
It takes over.
Yeah. And that's
it can take over.
Right. We have to learn how to not let it. Yeah. And that's something that I've been working on, so I understand, like, what you're saying. Because it can be hard to, like, remember the good parts and, like, remember blessings are coming, or, like, sometimes at least for me, I lose sight of the fact of, like, what am I even doing right now? That's how I feel sometimes when I'm in those moments. I'm just like, what am I even doing? like, everything sucks. This is horrible. Life is horrible. I'm over it. Like, you know what I mean? And you kind of forget. And that's why I think I've gone on my personal journey of, like, understanding and receiving, my salvation in general, period. Because it's just, like, something you forget. Like, oh, well, actually, this doesn't matter. Actually, like, none of this matters. Cool. Like, I think I had to read Ecclesiastes a few times until I was like, oh, that's what he's saying. It literally doesn't, like, no, it's not, it doesn't matter negatively. Like, no, it just doesn't matter, period. Like, this doesn't matter. And it's just, like, a really good source of, like, remembering and finding the joy and, like, finding, like, the gratitude. Because it's like, well, we didn't actually have to have any of this good stuff we have either. But we do. So.
Love it.
Yes.
I love it. I'm so happy for you. I love seeing your growth.
Thank you.
It's really cool.
I love when my friends tell me, they're like, we see. I'm like, thank you. Because that means I'm doing something. I'm showing the fruits.
We can see that Jesus.
Yeah. And the fruits are coming.
Mm-hmm.
Lots more of them than before, which is exciting.
I'm happy.
Thank you.
Proud of you. Oakley's depressed because he can't be part of...
He's so dramatic.
He really is. He needs to stop being a human.
You can be in the pod if you want to sit on the floor.
Well, do you have your prayer request?
I sent my prayer request. And then I, like, led off in a whole nother direction.
Oh. I don't remember your prayer request.
Oh my goodness. My prayer request was just for helping me learn how to navigate forgiveness.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
And then I veered off into we should do segments like...
Yeah.
What did I call it?
What are you learning?
Yeah, what is God teaching you? Yeah, I veered off. But I just think it's an extra added bonus for this. Because realistically, like, when we do fellowship Fridays in person with our friends, that's what we talk about. We talk about, oh, this is what I'm dealing with, this is what's stressing me out, this is how God's teaching me, whatever. We go through the whole 9.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's just...
I love when what God is teaching us, though, overlaps.
Yeah, because like, you can see, like, the trajectory of, like, what's going on, you know?
Mm-hmm. I love it. Well, I'll be praying for that this week for sure.
Thank you. Hopefully that's what God's teaching me.
It's how to forgive.
Yeah.
Fully forgive.
Fully forgive. I thought I understood forgiveness and I knew how to do it, but sometimes, like, there's just people that I think truly, when they're not truly saved, they just don't know. And they just act in ways that you're like, in your mind, because of how you live your life and walk through, you're like, I would never do that to somebody. And then you have to navigate being the person that they did it to, you know?
Yeah.
And then also finding, okay, how do I forgive this? Because sometimes, like, we say, oh, it's easy to forgive because, you know, because, you know, God forgives you, so forgive. That's really easy to say. It's not easy to feel.
It's also easy to say, I forgive you.
It's easy to say,
and not actually.
And also, let's talk about forgiving someone who doesn't want forgiveness.
Yeah.
Forgiven. Like, if they don't want it, it makes it harder. Because it's like,
well, it's not about them.
Right, and that's part of kind of what I think God is teaching me. But It's difficult.
It's a process. Everything is a
Yeah.
process, and that's the. If I could just end on this, is every part of your walk with God is a process. Every part of life is a process.
Yeah, you're not gonna get it in.
And we're never. If you think you are done growing,
Think again. You're never.
Are you?
growing.
No.
If you're not growing, you're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
You're stagnant. You're in your faith, in work, in your career, in anything. If you're not actively progressing in some way, in some form, then what are you doing? Nothing.
So, let us know your prayer requests. We want to hear your praise reports because we love to hear all the good things that God is doing.
And let us know what God's teaching you.
Yeah.
Because I want to know. Share the love.
Absolutely. See you next time.